Hello, and welcome back to FOXYBITS, the official FOXY Jazzabelle mini podcast. I'm your host, FOXY Jazzabelle. Hope you guys have been getting through your week as best as possible. So, before we start, I got to give a rest in power to Michael K. Williams. Great actor, seemed like a great person, another one of our people taken before their time. Man, addiction is a motherfucker, y'all. And it hits close to home for me as a person whose family has a history of addiction. And it's been way past time we stopped treating addiction as just a moral failing that only carceral means can solve, and more for what it is, a medical condition that can be chronic for many sufferers. So, yeah, just wanted to get that heavy stuff out the way. So, let's get into episode 3. So, a graphic came out over the weekend. This weekend? Last week. Probably last weekend, but time. What is it? What is it? Anyway, it was shared over Twitter about about Twitch users with the highest amount of views in the millions. And guess what? Shocker. They were all white guys. So it seems to me that this proves the whole sexist bullshit complaint about titty streamers getting the most views was just that. Sexist bullshit. And speaking of Twitch, let's get into the main topic of this episode. So, about 2-3 weeks ago, I had a very interesting, that's what I'll call it, interesting. I had a very interesting day of interactions with libertarian conservative, that's redundant, black gaming streamer and newly self-outed anti-trans bigot, Gothix, and her fans, supporters, sycophants, dick riders, whatever, same difference. Black people with the American flag emoji and their Twitter display name, they're hella suspect from Jump Street. I'm just saying. Anyway, I watched the video from her new show with the conservative digital media platform Rightly called Cancel This, where she complains about her fumbling the bag because she decided to be loud and wrong regarding general white resentment about the live action Little Mermaid film. I mean, she technically lied about Haley Bailey's casting not even a minute or so into the video, saying that Bailey was replacing quote the pale-skinned redhead named Ariel. Now listen, how a person decides to word something matters. Her statement suggests that the character of Ariel is basically no more and that Bailey is playing a completely different character. Now, this is false because a 3-second IMDb search shows that Bailey is Ariel. Ariel is black in the live action Little Mermaid film. That's it. So, not even a minute into the damn video, and Gothix is being intellectually dishonest about a topic as small as race-bending characters. And if a person is willing to be weaselly about the small shit, that means they're hella intellectually dishonest about major issues. Like stating that her refusal to accept that trans women are women is just objective reality and not bigotry, even though objective reality, via biologists, wholly reject her bigoted subjective stance. Now look, yes, black people are not a monolith. I will say this till the cows come home, till I'm blue in the face. It's just an empirical fact. I know this. I accept that. But it is mind-boggling to me to no end on how any black person in America could want to be any flavor of an American conservative. Center-right, libertarian, far-right, alt-right, any of it. Because being against forward momentum and anti-Blackness are baked into the fulcrum of that ideology. Not to mention patriarchy and capitalism, but let me not go off on a tangent. Being a Black conservative often means being that token minority falling on the sword defending white conservative counterparts, rationalizing their white supremacist identity politics, which, again, is the fulcrum of American conservatism. It is not a bug. It is the damn feature. And since Gothix apparently has no problem soothing white supremacist resentment and entitlement over race-bending white, intellectual property and complaining about public accountability, I asked on Twitter if she was the Candace Owens of Twitch game streaming. And then, 2 days later, she quote me, proving my observation to be a factual one. Now, being that she has more than twice the follower count on Twitter that I do, she was either directed to my tweet by one of her followers, or, the more likely action, she searched her name on Twitter looking for any negative mentions of her to up her engagement on the platform and get more eyes on her because of this new show that she has. Which, sure, okay. Bigger brands do this to measure their stats and engagement and all that. So, I get it. But it also seems like, some bird shit at the same time to do. I don't know. It's just me. I don't care. I've been engaging online for so long. I'm never afraid to engage anyone on Twitter or online, period. So, it's whatever to me. But to out yourself as loud and wrong on social media and then expect folks to not say anything, let alone, expecting folks to not read you filth about the bullshit you did, that's like a bird that throws rocks and then hides her hands. Like, come the fuck on. I find that that's the American conservative path of logic. All the rules for thee, none for me.
I don't consent to strangers saying things to me on the internet unless they're defending me from the people that we don't like who are saying, telling me I'm loud and wrong on the internet.
Do you consent to living in the real world? Girl, you cannot complain about echo chambers while expecting to live in one yourself, where nobody will have anything to say about your words and actions. Okay, side note. I said I wasn't going to go on a tangent, but I guess I lied. Whatever. All the media we consume is political. All media pushes a political or social stance. Yes, that includes the media you assert has good stories. The issue that Gothix and others who cried about a Black woman being a mermaid have is that the politics being pushed are ones they don't like. And Gothix decided to cape for white folks' white supremacist identity politics on Twitter and got read for filth because of it. She played token conservative darky games and got token conservative darky prizes. She was canceled by getting her own show on Rightly, where she gets to perform perpetual victimhood for a broader audience, on top of having 18,000 Instagram followers, 22,000 Twitch followers, 32,500 Twitter followers, her own website, and another podcast. Girl, where the fuck is the canceling happening? Nowhere. Where is the not being able to think for yourself or have an opinion? Fucking nowhere. Again, the issue ain't that you can't say what you want or think what you want. You want consequence-free free speech. That doesn't exist. It has never fucking existed. And whining about supposed cancel culture is just a red herring, a logical fallacy designed to distract from the things you say being looked at and called out for being the bigoted, Faux intellectual bullshit it really is. Loving iced oatmeal cookies over oatmeal raisin cookies, that's a difference of opinion. Saying that trans women aren't women and that accepting reality as it is diminishes cis women's struggles with sexism and sexist oppression is not a difference of opinion. It is a bold-faced lie. Before I go, a few messages. First, to that former army dude who apparently helps Gothix with her streams and such, who tried to lecture me on what people from the Bronx are doing when people are talking about them. Listen to me, son. Niggas ain't searching their own name on Twitter. Okay? And please, stop acting like you or anyone else online is really finna come see me in the streets about your senpai. Go sit your token conservative darky ass down somewhere and eat your rice, fam. And don't try to punk me with indirect threats again, okay? People care about me. I know people who know people. And I'll just leave it at that. To the nigga with a high top fade who said my titties are sagging down to my knees. Okay. My titties could be sagging down to my ankles and your mama would still be speed dialing me. And you would still look like the type of nigga hitting up bitches off bed page because paying for sex is the only way you'd have any. No disrespect to bitches off bed page. Anyway, that's going to do it for episode 3 of the FOXYBITS mini podcast. Be sure to listen, watch, and subscribe to FOXYBITS on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and now Pocket Casts. See, I'm about to be everywhere in this bitch. Oh, and also be sure to subscribe to the FOXYBITS YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Peace out.